Hi everybody, it's Doreen, Do 4x4, and I'm here today to show you how I made this card. And the card is called Angie, and I got this from rubbernecker.com. This is their African American line of rubber stamps. So let's get started and I'll show you how I made the card. Okay everybody, I'm going to bring up my supplies so we can get started and I can show you how I made this card. So the first thing is my base card measures 5.5 by 8.5, and then I scored it using my score pal to make it 4.25 by 5.5. My bottom layer is measured at 5.5 or 5 1/8 by 4 1/8. And what I did was I ran it through my Cuttlebug using the Spot Dots folder. And I also inked the edges using my Dusty Concord by Tim Holtz. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the card using my ATG gun. So we're going to go around the edges and make sure we get, I got to go back over that top layer because I was too close to the edge. And to get rid of that, I'll just use my adhesive remover tool. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and open up my card and go ahead and lay the bottom layer down. Like so. And then as I said before, I always go over my edges and then just run my finger along there to make sure it has adhered very well. Okay, so then I'm going to take my adhesive remover and remove some of that ATG tape that got on the edge when I was adding the tape on the back. So just run that along there like so, and as you can see, it removes it perfectly like it was never there. That's why I really love this tool. Okay, now I'm using the Rubbernecker. I got this stamp. She's called Angie, and it's by rubbernecker.com, and it looks like this when you get it. And it is not a clear stamp. But it is mounted. So what I did was I used my Copic Markers to color Angie in. And for the skin, the color that I used was E11. And I went over it twice. And then for her eyes, I used the, just the 100, the black. For her eyebrows and the nose, and then what I did was I also colored in the pupil black. And then for the iris of the eyes, or the white part of the eyes rather, I used my child marker, the C1, which is called Cool Gray. For the lips, I started off coloring in the lips with my the E13, the light suntan, but I wanted to make it like have a shimmery effect. So what I did was I took my Yasutomo watercolor paints and I used this color right here to give it a shiny, similar to like having lip gloss on. And then around the outside of the lips, I took my colored pencil that's I think it's called Derwent. And the color is dark terracotta. And just colored around the edges of the lips. And then for the hair, I just used the C100 again, or rather the 100, which is just black. Now for the earrings, I used my Copic markers again, and I used the V06, which is a lavender. And I also did that for around the collar of the necklace. But then I went back and I took my H2O twinklers, or twinklings, or they're called twinkling H2Os, and which is almost like the Yasutamo watercolor paint. Sorry about the glare. And I used this color right here, and I colored in the necklace collar. Now for the bottom, or for the shirt, what I did was I did some paper piecing, and I stamped the image out again using my Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and then I just went in and just cut out just the shirt, and I adhered that to my original stamped image. And then I took where the circles are in the top or the blouse, and I used some glossy accents just to make them pop out a little bit. And I'll get a little closer so you can see that. Let me zoom in. You can see the circles, the glossy accents. And then of course I had to put some bling in between each one of the circles. Now what I did for the necklace is I took one of my blings that I picked up at Michael's, and I took some, they're called bugle beads, and I use these when I'm beading and making bracelets and so forth. Let me zoom back out. And they look like this. They come in a tube like this. I took those and strung them together, and then I put them around the edge to make it look like, sorry everybody, my camera battery died. So I believe I left off with to make this look like a beaded necklace. And then to lay it down on the image, all I did was take some glossy accents and run it along the edge of the collar of the necklace and just added the necklace with the glossy accents. So okay, so now we can go ahead and we're gonna glue this down or tape this down. And I think I'm gonna have it pop up just a little bit. So I need to add some foam tape on the back. So let me go ahead and cut that. I wasn't going to add it at first, but I decided that I do want it to pop up just a little bit. So we're just going to go ahead and cut some foam tape real quick and add the image. So now I have my foam tape on the back, and I'm going to go ahead and peel it off, if I can get it off. Ever since one of my nails broke, it's hard for me to get my foam tape off. And I love using my foam tape and the pop dots to make things pop up. I just like the way it makes your card, or if you use them in your mini albums, it makes your things stand out. So okay, I have all my tape off now. So let's go ahead, and I think I'm going to lay this about right here. And just put that down. Okay, and then the other thing that I also added, or I'm going to add, is I have this rosette that I made. And I made this rosette using the Tim Holtz rosette die. And in the middle, I took my Sizzix die, the 3D flower, and I made just a small flower rose to go in the middle of the rosette. And I'm going to add it, about right there. And yes, it's going to hang a little bit off the edge of my card, but that's okay. I'll find a way to mail it, if I decide to mail this one. I haven't decided who I'm going to be giving this to yet. I just had the rubber stamps and I wanted to go ahead and make a card using these stamped images. So I'm going to be doing, I purchased 3 of them, so I'm going to do a 3-part series of the rubbernecker stamps. Okay, so there it is. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I stamped out this image, this saying, and it is from the, I believe it's close to my heart. It's called Everyday Life, and it has these different women and different sayings on it. And I thought that I would use these on the 3 cards that I'm going to be doing with the African American stamps that Rubbernecker has. So I stamped out the word confident, and I'm going to place that right there. I've already got it up on some foam tape. And after I stamped it out, I stamped it using the Stampin' Up! Eggplant Envy. And I then added some bling on each side. And then I took my Stampin' Up! Word window punch and I just punched that out. So that is it, everybody. That's my card, which is called Angie. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.